600 construction jobs and 540 permanent jobs were expected to be created at full operation of 3 new data centers. Microsoft said it abandoned the $1 billion project after careful consideration of the shift in economic forecasting. If the economy improves, the company will continue to evaluate these sites for future projects. In the meantime, Microsoft will still own the land and use it for farming, creating no new jobs. Watch.
In just the past 10 minutes, we're hearing from Microsoft as it now halts plans to invest $1 billion here in Central Ohio. The company had planned to build 3 data centers in Licking County, in New Albany, Heath, and Hebron. But now 10TV is learning those plans have changed. 10TV's Carla Rogner is live in New Albany with what we're hearing from city leaders. Carla?
Yeah, Yolanda, as you said, just 10 minutes ago, a spokesperson for Microsoft told us that the company would not move forward with the 3 data centers here in Licking County. That construction was supposed to start this summer. A spokesperson for the company says that they will continue to evaluate these sites in line with their investment strategy. They sincerely appreciate the leadership and partnership of Ohio government officials and the support of Licking County residents. The spokesperson says they are taking appropriate steps to ensure the land at 2 of those sites can be used for farming.
So Trump said the other night, oh, the jobs are pouring back in. The companies are all coming back. They're all coming. It's just a lie. So here's an example of factories going elsewhere. Then there was also, we covered the other day, there was a factory that was going to be built in Georgia. They canceled that. There was another story of, I want to say it was Panasonic, was it? Factory. They said directly to Lutnick, like, hey, dog, just so you know, with any of these tariffs in place, even if they're actual reciprocal tariffs, we can't really afford the factory anymore. We're not doing the factory anymore, right? And then I have yet another one for you. Companies are double-checking their numbers on planned factories or halting them altogether. Trump's tariff announcement threw a wrench into the factory builders' plans and complicates a years-long government effort to reinvigorate U.S. manufacturing. Companies are double-checking the numbers on planned factories or halting them altogether. Tariff-swollen building costs help to kill a $300 million plastics recycling plant in Erie, Pennsylvania that had been in the works for 4 years. International Recycling Group, helmed by CEO Mitch Hecht, said Thursday was canceling the factory partly because new duties on material and imported machinery had created expectations of substantially higher project development costs than anticipated. So he cancels Biden's new factories, which were literally in the works, $115,000 for the CHIPS Act, again, $800,000 overall, froze all the funding for all the different pieces of legislation, the infrastructure bill, the CHIPS Act, that all brought back high-paying, good manufacturing jobs, froze all that. Then he does the tariffs. Then they do austerity at home at the same time they're doing the tariffs. So all the factories that were like planning on coming anyway are like, now I can't even afford to build a factory. I'm not even going to build a factory anymore. So what's going to happen is the opposite of what they say will happen with the tariffs. That's what everybody needs to understand. And so it, like, the thing that drives me crazy is it doesn't matter how much evidence you show people, how many facts you show people about how this is it's not going to work out the way that you think it will. They just shove their head in the sand. They just shove their head in the sand. And so I know that Trump, panicking, reversed some of the tariffs, changed the rates to like a flat 10% rate instead of the ridiculously high rates that included the fucking trade deficit with the cockamamie theory they came up with. But the full tariffs are still in place on China, right? And maybe he'll change them more. But honestly, guys, I think the damage is done because Trump has put his middle finger up to all of our allies, never mind our enemies, right? And threatening to invade some of our allies, plus the trade war. People are looking for the exit. The dollar is not safe anymore. It's not going to be the world reserve currency for that much longer in the grand scheme of things. And you can only be so chaotic, be so unstable, violate your words so much, and be so unhinged before the world turns away from you. And I think really that's what we're looking at. We're now, the business environment is run on extreme fear and uncertainty. Everybody's now going to pinch the pennies. The prices are going to rise for people dramatically. 401ks are getting wiped out. It's just a nightmare scenario, right? It's just a nightmare scenario. And all at the same time, what does he want to do? Cut more taxes for the rich. So effectively tax the bottom 95% massively with this regressive tax, the tariff, and then cut taxes for the wealthy. Skyrocketing income and wealth inequality. At the same time, we're heading towards a massive economic downturn with higher taxes on the poor. I mean, you couldn't script a worse scenario economically. In every way, this is a colossal failure. They do not know what the fuck they're doing. So it's massive incompetence and rigid ideology, plus I think literal corruption where they're shorting the market and making money from it, plus probably trying to make a deal on tariffs with certain nations where they get a cut of it or they get a flat rate. This is where we're at, man. The Mad King. The Mad King has control. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.